Have you ever replayed the same conversation in your head over and over, wondering if you said the wrong thing? Or stayed awake at 2 a.m. imagining problems that haven't even happened yet? Here's the strange part. Your brain isn't trying to make you miserable. It's actually trying to protect you. But the very system designed to keep you safe can quietly trap you in a loop of fear, doubt, and endless thinking. Today, you'll discover why we overthink everything, what your brain is secretly doing behind the scenes, and most importantly, how to stop the cycle before it controls your life. Because once you understand what's happening inside your mind, you'll never see overthinking the same way again. What overthinking actually is. First, let's define what overthinking actually is, because most people confuse it with being a deep thinker or a careful planner. Deep thinking moves forward. It gathers information, evaluates it, and produces a decision or a creative insight. Overthinking moves in circles. It gathers the same information repeatedly, reevaluates it obsessively, and produces nothing but more anxiety. Psychologists define overthinking as repetitive, uncontrolled, negative thinking that focuses on problems and their causes and consequences. Notice the key word, uncontrolled. The problem isn't that you're thinking, it's that the thinking is running you, not the other way around. Studies show that 73% of adults between 25 and 35 identify as chronic overthinkers, and the number rises significantly in high-achieving people. In fact, the more intelligent and conscientious you are, the more fuel you give your brain's threat detection system, which brings us to why this happens at all. Why your brain overthinks, the real reason. Your brain has one primary directive that overrides everything else: keep you alive. To do that, it runs a constant background scan, like a radar system, searching for anything that could go wrong. This system is called the default mode network, a web of brain regions that activates specifically when you're not focused on an external task. In other words, the moment you stop doing something, the moment you lie down, sit in traffic, or try to fall asleep, your brain switches on its threat scanning mode automatically. And in the modern world, the threats your brain scans for are no longer predators or famine. They're social threats, rejection, embarrassment, failure, uncertainty about the future. And here's the critical insight. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a threat that is real and a threat that is imagined. So when you replay that awkward conversation from 3 days ago, your amygdala, your brain's alarm center, fires as if the danger is happening right now. Your cortisol rises. Your heart rate increases. Your muscles tense. All for something that exists only in your imagination. The overthinking loop. How it traps you. Once the alarm fires, overthinking follows a predictable loop, and understanding this loop is the first step to breaking it. Stage 1, a trigger. Something happens, a text you didn't get a reply to, a decision you need to make, feedback you received. Stage 2, catastrophizing. Your brain immediately fast-forwards to worst-case scenarios, not because they're likely, but because spotting danger early once kept your ancestors alive. Stage 3, rumination. You replay, re-examine, and reanalyze the same scenario repeatedly, searching for certainty that never comes. Stage 4, emotional exhaustion. The mental energy spent on a problem that may never happen drains the exact resources you need to actually solve real problems. And then the trigger fires again. The loop continues. Quick question. What's one thing you've been overthinking lately? It could be your career, a relationship, or a decision you've been avoiding. Leave it in the comments. You might be surprised how many people are fighting the exact same battle. How to break the cycle. Now, the part that actually changes things. 3 evidence-based methods to interrupt the overthinking loop before it runs your day. Method 1. Scheduled worry time. Research from Penn State University found that setting a specific 30-minute daily window for worry and postponing all worry thoughts to that window reduced chronic anxiety significantly. When an overthinking spiral starts, you don't fight it. You simply say, "I'll think about this at 5 p.m.," and redirect your attention. Over time, your brain learns that every thought doesn't need immediate processing, and the urgency of the spiral begins to fade. Method 2. The 5-5-5 rule. When a worry thought arrives, ask yourself 3 questions. Will this matter in 5 minutes? Will this matter in 5 months? Will this matter in 5 years? Most of the scenarios we lose sleep over score 0 on all 3. But seeing that clearly in the moment requires asking the question deliberately. Method 3. Externalizing the thought. Writing a worry down removes it from your working memory, where it loops endlessly, and places it in the external world, where it becomes finite, visible, and manageable. Studies show that expressive writing about anxious thoughts for just 10 minutes before a high-stakes event reduces overthinking and improves performance. You are not suppressing the thought, you are relocating it from inside your head, where it has infinite space to grow, to outside your head, where it has a fixed size. The mindset shift that changes everything. The goal isn't to stop thinking. The goal is to stop letting fear disguise itself as thinking. Real thinking produces clarity. Overthinking produces the feeling of thinking, while delivering only more confusion. Your mind is one of the most powerful tools you'll ever have, but only if you're the one controlling it. The overthinker isn't weak. They are often the most empathetic, intelligent, and caring person in the room, whose brain simply hasn't learned to trust itself yet. If this video helped you understand your mind a little better, subscribe to Mind Frontier for weekly videos on psychology, human behavior, and the hidden patterns that shape our lives. And remember, your brain creates thoughts. You decide which ones deserve your attention. I'll see you in the next one.